It's about a man and his daughter. They live in the country in a farmhouse, and his job is to dispose of dead bodies. He's kind of been set up this way by this kind of inner city gangs that are close by, and he doesn't really know how to get out of the situation, so he keeps doing it to kind of protect his family until they drop off a body one day and it's not dead. So, he tries to patch up this body and this woman, and he ties her up in kind of this room, and he doesn't really know how to deal with her. And then eventually, they kind of create a bond. He's a good man, and him and his little daughter, they're good people. So they kind of take care of her and build a bit of a bond. Then all of a sudden, these gangsters realize that she's not dead, and they come to finish the job. And there's this kind of moral debate of what's he going to do? Is he going to protect her and risk his family, or is he going to give her up and kind of go against his morals? I mean, we've done so many films so quickly that we're always trying to do stuff that's different. And with this, it's just something that we wanted to do something that wasn't, too body horror, or too this or too that, and we wanted to change it up a little bit. And we've done so many genre films in the last, kind of 5 years that we were like, let's do something that's a little mixes the genres up a little bit. So it's it's a like really sweet movie. Like it's very there's a little girl in it, and a lot of it's about family, and a lot of it is a drama. But I mean, we also we like making horror movies, but anytime we make a movie or come up with a concept, you want to make sure that if you take all the horror out of it, you still have a good story. And this one actually started with the story before the horror elements were in it. And originally it was just about the horror elements were for sure in it, about this guy that disposes of dead bodies. But as far as the ghosts and the haunting aspect of it, that kind of came a little bit after, and it was just something that we wanted to make sure that we created something that was unique, and kind of blended some genres together a little bit. So it was just our attempt to do something a little different. Me and Jamie worked on this one. Me and Jamie actually started writing this one right after Bite. And we've had it for a while, but it just needed a little bit bigger of a budget. So we actually did the Heretics before this one, and we wrote the Heretics after the initial drafts of this script was done. And then we just kind of waited, and Breakthrough Entertainment came on board to raise the budget a little bit on this, just so that we could kind of make sure that we got the union actors that we needed and stuff. Because when you're working with a little girl and an older man, it's very hard to do that on a low budget. Fine cast for that. The cast was so great to work with. It was such an honor to kind of work with so many talented people on this movie. Ava, we actually did a open audition for cast for that role, and she came in and she was just phenomenal. We did the audition, and we brought the tapes back to the studio and everything, and showed everyone, and they were like, absolutely, hands down, this is the girl. And then on set, I mean, she was such a pro. She's been on so many sets in her life already. She's a talented little girl for sure, and she was super easy to work with. I mean, very, very professional, took direction so well. And I mean, going into a movie, anytime you're directing a young actor, you're nervous. You never really know how they're going to take it, how they're going to understand things, if they're going to get tired on set or whatever. But I mean, she brought a special light to even making the movie. She was such a presence on set. Anytime she came on, everyone smiled a little, and she was just loved being there, and always worked so hard at everything. She was such a pro. Even Aiden was saying during a Q&A the other day, he was like, I had to make sure I was on my game the whole time, or else this little girl would be showing me up in scenes because she's so good. So. She was great. Jess is again, she's done so much stuff. She's such a talented actress. She was one of TIFF's rising stars this year, and I know that she's going on to do some great stuff for sure. And she's done great stuff. She's she's done a ton of TV and stuff like that as well. And again, she was just so professional and every day on set. Really easy to work with, and even doing a movie like this where there's some strong female characters, and a lot of it is about being a woman and growing into that. Someone asked me yesterday about like, writing female roles and kind of being able to capture that. And I think also like a big part of that is talking with your cast and kind of getting their opinion on how scenes should go and stuff. And they were great that way. So. Yeah, we shot it in Aurelia, Ontario. So it was in the middle of February, middle of January, February, and it was in like the snow belt of Canada. So we went up there because we wanted to make sure that, shooting over 15 days, there would be snow all the time. And of course, we were up there, and when we wanted to go outside and shoot snow, it rained and there was no snow. But it was a little bit bigger budget than the stuff we had done in the past. So I mean, outside the house we had trailers, and everyone was. We kind of had to that way because it was a house that had no heat in it. So we had like a giant furnace outside and a big tube, and when we called cut, they would turn on this big metal crazy gas furnace and pump air into the house, warm everyone up. But it was a challenge, but it was also like, there was times where we had like, 30, 40 people on set, and everyone's crammed in this little house, and we're like, trying to shoot, a corner of a room, and behind the camera is just packed full of people. We shot all the stuff in the house at this actual house in Aurelia, and everything in the basement was actually a set that we built in Hamilton. So it was definitely a much bigger film than stuff that we had done in the past, which was exciting, for sure. Years ago, I traveled across Canada doing a documentary kind of film for a government crime prevention thing, and it was with a bunch of kids that had been in gangs and their families were affected by gang life and stuff like that. And it was heartbreaking hearing all their stories. And we actually ended up casting a bunch of these kids and flew them into Guelph, Ontario, and shot this film. And it was a crazy experience, and I was just so affected by all their stories and how there's just like such good people that got sucked into this world of crime and how their families were. And a lot of times it was like, about their families trying to protect them, and the only way they could do that is by kind of giving in and being part of their system. And after that was done, I came up with this idea where it's just like good people, just kind of showing how good people kind of get sucked into the world of crime, and how it's not so black and white. You know what I mean? Like it's something where it's like, there's no other option than to kind of give in. And it was super, super interesting, and just, I don't know. It was just something that kind of really affected me. So kind of came up with this idea and turned into a bit of a genre film about good people doing bad things. Yeah, we have a bunch of stuff that's in the works right now. We have a TV show that we're pitching that we're hoping goes sometime very soon.
Is it also a horror one?
Yep, it's a genre TV show for sure. It's all top secret right now, but so we have that, and then we have we always have a bunch of scripts that we're working on, and we're still working with Breakthrough Entertainment on some other stuff. So as the projects kind of get bigger and budgets get bigger and we kind of bring on more partners and stuff like that, it takes a little bit more time to make them, to get it all together. But we're hoping to have a couple more films that we're shooting next year. I was telling Flo that after last year we had such an amazing time here. It's such a great festival, such good people. That I went home and I was waving the hardline flag everywhere, and so many filmmakers reached out to me, asking me if it was a good festival and if they should apply and stuff like that. And my answer obviously was absolutely, and you should totally try to go there too, because it's so great. I feel so lucky that I actually got to come here again, even though I missed the actual screening because the time didn't work out with our world premiere. But just being back here and seeing everyone, and it's just it's so nice. I got to hang out with everyone yesterday, and I'm looking forward to kind of seeing everyone today as well.